The Lifestyle Show, presented by Selina MacKenzie.
Now, our first guest today has written a joyful and moving story about true love, loss, and the unexpected surprises that life and the afterlife can throw our way. To tell us about her book, welcome to the show, Alison Larkin.
Well, it's very exciting to be here.
I'm going to go straight into this because the title's called Grief, a Comedy. So I'm a bit confused. I'm going to let you tell us what it's about.
Well, it's when I was in my 50s, I fell in love for the very first time in my life, having avoided it throughout my 20s, 30s and 40s, because the key to dealing with the fear of abandonment is to date people you don't like. So if they do leave you, it doesn't matter. I was adopted and had found my birth parents, and I had a very happy adoptive family, but I think it affected my ability and willingness to trust. Then, after kids, divorce, I'm in my 50s and I'm living in rural New England, which is where I am right now. And I'm narrating audiobooks, great love stories like Pride and Prejudice and Jane Eyre. And I'm thinking, but what about me? And then a friend suggested that I online date, which I tried. I met a man who talked about himself for 3 hours straight and then told me what a great conversationalist I am. And then I met this man when I wasn't looking, when I was heading in to get the Sunday paper at the local country hotel called the Red Lion Inn. And we fell deeply in love and we were incredibly well suited. He was extremely funny. I'm a comedian. We got on. He came from South India and was living in Vermont. And I had come to America to find my birth parents, both of us 32 years before. And we had an incredible time together. And then suddenly, 5 days after we decided to marry, he died.
Oh.
And then something even more surprising happened, because after going numb for about a month, I was waiting for the despair. But instead of wanting to hide under the bed and never come out again, I found that I wanted to live and love more fully than ever. And I had been friends with Archbishop Desmond Tutu, who knew my first book, The English American, about finding my birth parents in the United States. And he heard what had happened and he said, Alison, you've got to return to comedy and you've got to write a book and call it Grief, a Comedy, because it's not that grief is funny. It's that there's so much love and laughter and joy to be found in the midst of it and afterwards. And plus, I liked the juxtaposition of words. So you can't say no to Archbishop Desmond Tutu. So I wrote a show that was produced by the Soho Theatre and went to the Edinburgh Festival and the Soho Theatre in London last year. And I've written a book, Grief, a Comedy, which starts 6 weeks after Bima died, when he showed up at my kitchen table as witty and charming as ever, determined to help me find love again. It's imaginary, of course. Or
is it? Very good, very good. It's lovely because I mean it's such a sad thing, and it's a sad thing that Bima died just after you decided to get married and you found each other. But it sounds like if you'd never met him, you wouldn't be where you are now.
Well, that's what's so extraordinary, and I've been thinking about it a lot. And I think that when somebody we love very deeply dies, the body may go, but the love doesn't. And I've been meeting so many people as a result of the show and the book now who are coming up to me and saying, well, actually, one woman said, well, actually, I lay the table for my husband, Wilf, every night. We have a right old chat, and he's been dead 4 years.
Oh, that's lovely.
And I think the continuing bond that happens when you've loved somebody very deeply is actually a real thing, and that love, you know, it doesn't go anywhere. So, yeah. And then, of course, you know, when you have a shock like that, you suddenly realize how quickly life can go. And I just don't waste any time now, just none whatsoever. So I just make sure that I'm doing what I really want to do that day. And, it's been an extraordinary experience, actually. And there's something sort of ironically funny, I suppose, about spending a lifetime avoiding true love because you're afraid of the worst happening, then finding it. But then when the very worst happens, instead of wanting to give up, suddenly realizing that, wait a second, I want to live and love more fully than ever. And that's kind of what's happened to me.
And have you done that? Have you met somebody else?
Well, now, isn't it interesting? Because as we think, have you met somebody else? Is that love? Well, I've basically fallen in love with my little community in New England. I've made friends with people who I wouldn't normally talk to. And I have not yet met somebody who I want to share my life with, but I've found love in the most unexpected places. Like I play pickleball. Have you ever played pickleball?
I haven't, but I know what it is. I know somebody who does.
Suddenly meeting all these people. So I haven't now. Archbishop Desmond Tutu did write me a note before he died, and he said, yeah, I want you to know that I've had a word with God, and I've asked her to find you another soulmate, and she said she's on the case. So I have a feeling, I think I felt very, very driven to do this work. And now the book is out. It's possible. Maybe. I don't know.
But I think you're of the mind now, it sounds like. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't matter. You've got your community, you've got your comedy and your writing. So, you know, we don't have to be with somebody, do we?
No, well, you can have a lot of love. I mean, I have great love with my kids. And I think the difference is that whereas before Bima died, I would be rushing around. Now I shut up and I listen. And when I'm with people that I care about, I really connect with them because it could all be gone just like that. And if you're too busy rushing around with your iPhone, you know, doing this and that and going, oh, I've got to do that and that, then you miss it.
Yes.
And then it's gone. So it's like, you know, there was a bit from the show, turn off your phones, stay close, make love, relax, take a break from the facts. If she dreams of Peru, tell her you will go too. It's about living and not letting ourselves be robbed by technology, which of course we're all addicted to, by this, we've got to rush, because the really important stuff is in the connection. And I think love is the only thing that matters. I think that most people are doing the best they can with who they are. And I think we need to connect because it's only in connection that love can find expression. And that's where I'm finding love. Have I been on some dates? Yes. Is there a potentially promising person? Yes, but I don't waste my time. So I give them 3 dates. And then if I think, no, it's not going to work, I go next because I'm not going to waste my time with somebody who isn't a real kindred spirit or theirs for that matter. And that's one of the great advantages, isn't it, of being older and suddenly realizing, wait a second, I don't need a man to marry, to have children with, to support me. If I'm going to be with somebody, it's going to be because I absolutely love being with him. I've had that experience and I have a feeling it's going to happen again.
Yeah, wonderful. I have a feeling it is as well. And I love the fact that Desmond Tutu thinks of God as a woman. I love that.
I know. Isn't it great?
It's wonderful.
Who knows?
Yeah, there's a lot we don't know. So did you get I've got a feeling you're not going to answer me, and I understand why, but did you get the idea for the play and the book because Bima did come back to you at the kitchen table, or you're not going to tell me?
No, I mean, I am going to tell you. I mean, here's the thing. I'm not one of these people that's ever read a book about afterlife experiences, or as far as, you know, a medium is sort of a middle of life. I mean, I just don't know about that kind of thing. But I did have a strong sense of his presence, and I still do. And so I didn't actually see him, but certainly, I mean, I don't know if you've lost anybody. I'm sure some of your listeners will have done. When you think of them, you know exactly what they would say in a situation. And so I just allowed it. It was COVID. I was on my own. Everyone was in a mask. And I just listened. What would he say at this point? And I imagined what he would say. But if people have died and they're reaching us, how else are they going to reach us except through our imagination and through memory? But it could be true. It could be wishful thinking. It could be something in between. But if people we love who have died really can reach us from a world right next to this one that is full of love and light and radiance, doesn't that change absolutely everything?
Absolutely. It's like the lady you said who still sets the table for Wilf, and she still has a conversation with him. Why should that matter? If that makes her feel better and gives her comfort, then why should anyone else question it?
And who's to say what's real?
And what's not real?
I mean, aren't we all a mixture of what's happened to us in our past, or what we think happened to us in our past, with what's going on in the present? I mean, we are, and that part of who we are as human beings, the intuitive part, the imagination, the soul, is as important as anything else. And so, yeah, I mean, we don't know. Yeah. But does that matter?
You say. Yes, indeed. Does it matter? Well, as you say, you're a comedian as well. You've done lots and lots of audio books, and I believe your voice has been heard in countless movies as well.
Yes. I was in Fargo. I happen to be able to do any accent, so if I hear someone's voice, I can do it. And so if it's the right pitch, I used to get hired when I was out in Hollywood. I did a lot of voices there, and I'm yes. So I've done voice work, and I narrated the complete novels of Jane Austen. That is an 81-hour audio
Oh my
book.
goodness, that's lots of work.
and a lot of American stuff, because I can do an American accent as well. So I do a lot of that stuff. So just to show off, because it's fun.
And have you been on Broadway as well?
Yes, I have. I was in a play called Stanley with Anthony Sher, the late Anthony Sher, which was directed by John Caird and had Selina Cadell and Anna Chancellor in it, and that was fantastic. But I found after being on Broadway, it was fine. I mean, it was great, to have done it. But you had to do the same thing every single night. And so what I'd do is I'd go from Broadway, then I'd head up to the comedy clubs in New York, and I'd get to, change material, write jokes, and be very improvisational. And for me, that was a preference. So actually, I don't act anymore. I just do comedy when I absolutely have to, and I write books. And I've narrated over 270 audiobooks now, and I really am very lucky. I live in an incredibly beautiful part of America, Western Massachusetts, surrounded by mountains and lakes and people who think, very creative people. And it's a wonderful life. And I'm in my recording studio right now.
I can see. Do you ever come back to England at all?
I do. I'm coming back to do the Oxford Literacy Festival in March, and some radio and some television, I do believe, in March.
Oh.
So yes, I will definitely be back. Well, and I've got my family there too. So.
Of course. And if ever you're over in Spain, do look us up and come and see us in the studio here.
Oh, I'd love that.
Well, for our listeners, the book is called Grief, a Comedy, and it's by the lovely Alison Larkin, who we're speaking to now. If people want to find out a little bit more about you, do you have any sort of website or social media?
I do. I have AlisonLarkin.com with one L in Alison. And also my Instagram is Alison Larkin Presents, and my audiobook company is Alison Larkin Presents. And if you order directly from the website, you beat the system.
Excellent.
So you could do that. But otherwise, my audiobooks are all over the world, everywhere audiobooks are sold.
Well, it's been an absolute delight to chat to you. Alison Larkin, thank you for being on the show with us today.
It's been a real pleasure. Take care.
You take care as well, Alison. Bye for now.